All right, y'all, I'm back to do another video. I wanted to do David Justice and Halle Berry. So many years ago, many moons ago, right? They actually dated and then they got married. And I actually, when you look at them, I actually thought they were just like the hottest couple, the cutest couple. It didn't last very long, and then she went on to marry, I think, Eric Benet, etc., etc. And her career continued to flourish and grow. However, David Justice, first husband, ex-husband, recently did an interview with Matt Barnes of all people. I say this because I'm like, Matt, you got your own problems. You got like two baby mamas, buku drama, bunch of kids, right? Just had an incident like some months ago where the lady was accusing you trying to sleep with other women, and you over here interviewing somebody about their business. Like, make that make sense. So anyway, Matt Barnes had David Justice. David Justice used to play, I guess, I think he played baseball. Oh shoot, let me look it up. So David Justice played sports, and he started dating Halle Berry. Now, this is what was interesting about it. He was making a lot of statements in there about how, like, she basically, they just started dating. He's 59. He just started dating her. After 5 months, she asked him to get married. He, well, damn, I marry you. This is Halle Berry. She is hot, and pretty much, after a period of time, well, he did say they didn't spend a lot of time together. And then after a period of time, he wanted out of the situation. He literally left her. This is what he said. He literally left her and never turned back. Like, isn't that the most hurtful thing? And then this is not like he said they were having huge issues. They were fighting. It was he even said the domestic violence stories that had been going on were not him. He just simply said, in so many words, my heart just wasn't in it. So he married somebody that he found attractive. His heart just wasn't in it. And ultimately said he didn't see this person didn't cook, this person didn't clean. And at the end of the day, he couldn't see this person raising his kids. And for anybody that know men or deal with men, that's a big deal. Like, when men start dating you and they get serious about you, or they start to become serious about you, the one thing they visualize is how you're going to be with their kids, especially somebody who wants kids and who want to participate in kids' life. They, even with these little deadbeat men, they be looking at women thinking this could be my baby mama, So, this is what he was saying in his statement. But it was just shocking because I was just like, damn, he just waited 50 years to kind of give us this tea. Yeah, he played baseball. He waited 50 years to give us this tea to clear up some things, which we appreciate. But golly, David, like, how you gonna do Haley like that? Golly, I mean, what did she do you? Now, I think he was bitter. He did kind of give a little bit of bitterness because he said she never cleared up the rumors about the domestic violence situation. And I can understand that. But at the same time, you sat here and just dumped her and just didn't say nothing, got a divorce, and been gone. Maybe she felt a certain type of way. So I don't know why I'm even making this video other than the fact that I'm addressing it. Like, I remember them as a couple. Halle Berry's ex, David Justice, reveals stunning reasons for ending their marriage. He just wasn't his. He literally pretty much said she loved him. His heart wasn't in it. And that was it. And the Ace of Swords is here, the King of Swords. He's telling the truth. When you see the Ace of Swords and that King of Swords, that's like somebody saying, this is my truth from the way I see it. I speak it, right? Like, when he says my heart wasn't in it, like, I married her after 5 months. Like, this is literally, Ace of Swords that's his truth. That's what he feels. That's what he thinks from his truth. I'm going to keep saying his truth. King of Swords, mental clarity. This is like, I'm standing on truth. Actually, when you see these cards in positive positions, this is basically saying this is his truth. Now, she may have a different version of the events, right? But this is his truth. Like, did he said his heart wasn't in it. So that means he was saying he wasn't in love with her. Did he actually love her at any point? Like, did he have love for her? He had the Emperor with her. The Two of Cups with her. You know what? And when you're only dating somebody for 5 months and then they're running off to do movies, you're doing your thing, that can cause that can be like, the Two of Cups is basically like saying we're not connected in that way. It is true. When you see this sister show, we're not connected in that way. So it can lead to misalignment. It can lead to a lack of a connection, lack of affection, etc., etc. And when he says my heart wasn't in it, he wasn't living in his truth, his purpose. Like, we see a lot of people doing that, especially as men get older. He was younger, but even like men, they start to get in like their 40s and their 50s, and they kind of start, even women do it, they start to settle a little bit, right? Like, you know, but he was not living in his purpose. When you see that justice card, I'm not living in my truth, I'm not living in my purpose, I'm not living, like, I'm not being fair to this like person, like I'm breaking a contract, I'm gonna divorce is considered someone suing you for divorce, right? I'm gonna sue for divorce, right? But also the justice card can represent he didn't do things the right way, just as he said, I didn't do it the right way, I didn't handle it the right way, etc., etc. Has he done the work to think things through? Yes. Six of Pentacles is like basically saying, now I have more of a balanced approach. I still just feel like, golly, you just had to go in there and just slice her and dice her like that. Now let me say this. When he said that part about motherly, not being motherly, I was sitting there like, child. Because let me say this. We do know she has 2 kids with 2 different guys, right? A guy she was dating for some time. That guy, I believe, she pays him child support and was fighting him over like child support payments. And I believe it almost made you feel like he really have that child, that little girl, Nyla. That's the first child, right? Like it gives you see, like she posted children here and there, but the way that court information was coming through was like he was the main person and she was paying child support. Now even with the second child with the husband, Oliver Martinez, that man was real cute when he was younger. It seems like he got that little boy more than she got that little boy, because she has to pay him child support, and they were fighting over like going to therapy and visitation and all this. She seems like she don't really have her kids like that for real. So even though I know a lot of people is mad at David Justice, or like, like, shit, what David Justice over here talking about? I mean, maybe there is some truth about the motherly part, because as we can see, we don't really be seeing Halle. We see her with this man, parading around with this man all over the internet, child, but we don't see her parading her kids around. And I mean, we talk like these are not like, this is not like Halle Berry is Beyonce, right? At this point in her life, she's like, what is she hiding, protecting for what? Like what? So at the end of the day, even Blue and Rumi out on the stage, she bad. I mean, why Halle kids is being hidden? But anyway, child, I mean, I don't feel like David Justice was lying on her in any way. Let's ask the question, how is she gonna feel about it? That's my girl though, that's my girl. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like there's a whole thing with her kids. I really don't see the lady with her kids. She don't be having them on the internet. The paparazzi don't never be catching her with her kids nowhere. But she be everywhere with that man. That man she with, that she be everywhere with that man, all over the internet with that man, dancing with that man, at concerts with that man. She sure be with that man, but she sure don't. I don't never be seeing her with her kids, baby. If I'm not gonna be showing my kids, I ain't gonna be showing nothing. I'm gonna just be showing my work, because I'm not about to be parading my man around all day and my kids is in the background. Does she have kids? Like, I mean, fucking damn. I understand trying to protect them, but protect them like, Charlie, like, whatever. Girl, what you talking about? Anyway, give me the energy around. How does she feel about, like, David Justice literally getting online, doing an interview about it? Does she care? She usually is pretty vocal. How does she feel about it? Knight of Pentacles. Hermit. I can see where in that Knight of Pentacles she could feel like he was course she doesn't like it, right? And I do feel she will defend herself in some way. She is the Five of Swords that represents to defend herself, her position, to give discernment and clarity over like her part in it, to share her side of like the things that she hasn't actually spoken about. The reason why the relationship was broken, or how it broke down, or how he treated her. But obviously she don't like it. She is the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. I mean, who would like it? That can represent she thinks he's being malicious or bitter or negative. But it can also be he has a right to speak his piece. But nobody likes that, especially when you're going to bring in the motherly part, because you know she already got this all this drama going on with this baby daddy and the ex-husband with the child. Like, they could bring that. Look, even our ex-husband said, you know, even that would be like just his opinion. Like, that just reaffirms like how they're dealing with her with their kids, right? So when you see that Nine of Swords, that can represent anxiety, stress. That can represent that even if she comes and she tries to play it cool, it can represent some anxiety and stress. I do feel like she will reflect on what he said. And I do feel like it's good for people to understand why people did what they did. And even David Justice came back and said, you know what? If I would have had therapy, if I would have been maybe not as young and had been thinking of things differently, we could have made it. We could have been different. But let me say this. If your heart is not in it, no amount of therapy, no amount of talking, at some point, if you're not really connected and in alignment with a person, Two of Cups in reverse energy, if that person, like if your heart is not in it with a person, like you can go to therapy all day long. You can talk until you're blue in the face. Like at some point, the relationship will eventually fall apart because you're not being fulfilled emotionally, mentally, spiritually, right? The sexual part could be there, like having fun could be there, but like the bigger picture type thing, right? This is what happens when you get with people that you've only been dealing with for a short period of time. Will her baby dad, will her ex-husband use this against her and his child custody battle with her? Because she still be going back and forth with this last guy, the guy she was married, Oliver. And that's Seven of Cups. That Seven of Cups can represent he couldn't use it as an option. Or make it as a, like, you know how some people throw it in as a statement? It could be objection, objection, Your Honor. What is this not relevant, right? But he could do it. He can do it. She is paying child support to this man. And I do feel like the child is residing more with him than her. I don't know. Let's do a reading on Halle, like an update on her and her boyfriend. Give me the energy around Halle and her boyfriend. They seem very connected. She had a couple of pictures when I was trying to use a thumbnail. She had a couple of pictures where her eye looked bruised. I don't know, like, what's that about? Maybe she was doing a boxing. Remember she was doing a boxing movie? I don't know if it was around that time, but I'm just throwing that out there. Like, on a couple of them pictures I saw, her eyes looked like she actually had purple on the side. It didn't look like makeup. And I was trying to figure out, was it at the time she did that boxing movie? I did watch that movie. It was pretty good. Give me the energy around Halle Berry, her new relationship, or relationship that she's been in for the last few years. Is he around the kids? Is he an active participant? The Lover's card in reverse. I don't feel he's with the kids. Deep connection. I mean, I feel like he is around, but I don't feel like he is like a bonded, connected relationship with the kids like that. Emperor in reverse can represent, like, you know, again, with everything going on and people making accusations, staying his distance, allowing her to handle it. You know, like, I don't, even with the exes, this can represent her exes having, you know, making things difficult. This represents exes making things difficult. I feel like he has a relationship with them as much as he can, right? The exes ain't no joke, though. Like, her exes, like, they coming up with not King of Swords, Emperor energy, Lover's card energy. Like, she be picking the wrong type of people. I'm trying to tell you. Like, this Lover's card, this represents when that relationship over, people get bitter, people get even, people get mad. Even with this King of Swords, this represents some bitterness, some, you know, some manipulation. Emperor in reverse. Like, she's dealing with people that don't have a, like, just what Jay, like, it's almost like with these other people, she repeated the same thing. And then she found herself in a pickle with the wrong type of people. right? That's what it shows. She kept, I think she's, even with this new guy, I feel like they're better. They're better, right? I pray for them. They're better. But she really does know, she doesn't know how to pick the right people. The love is card is like saying we're connecting at a level that's not of a higher level. This is why she's finding herself in relationships with people like she's not truly connected to them. But I do feel like the guy she's with now, they have a better chance of some survival. I'm not going to say it's permanent, but I'm not mad at David Justice for speaking his piece. I just was like, damn, you just coming out just swinging, child. Just she don't cook, she don't clean, and she not motherly. I'm like, whoa, child. Like, okay, the cook, I don't give a damn. The clean part, I'll argue with you on that. But you talk about I'm not motherly, child. Like, that is fighting words. Y'all, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. This is a quick video on them. And again, I know a lot of people. Let me see what some people are saying in the comments, because some people were like having a feedback about David Justice. Talking about her. But I'm like, I wasn't even mad, because I'm like, at the end of the day, the truth does hurt sometimes, but it is the truth, right? And you can't get mad with people for speaking their truth. That's their truth. She feels like she will defend herself in this situation about what her truth is. But at the end of the day, the one thing I did find hurtful is that, when he said that he broke up the relationship and he never spoke to her again. Like, how hurtful is that? That's, like, to me, abusive. Because it's like, if you're saying nothing, like, y'all really didn't have, like, no major knockdown, drag-out fight, and nothing major was like, we always think about Halle, like, why she can't keep a man? She toxic? This man was literally like, we didn't have no real major issues. Just imagine, like, somebody just totally breaking up with you and divorcing you and literally not ever saying a word again, and then going on an interview some years later. He says, I'm looking at my mom. I'm thinking a wife should cook, clean. If we have kids, this the woman I want kids with and to build a family with. She didn't cook, she don't clean, and don't really seem that motherly. Oh my God, that's exactly what he said. Let's see what some of the comments are talking about. Imagine leaving Halle Berry because you didn't get casseroles. What? Somebody writing in that comment section. Oh, somebody else wrote, bro thought he was the prize. Yep. Baby, back in the day, Justice was fine. He was the prize in his eyes. Okay, he was fine. Somebody says, I don't think anyone dreams of marrying Halle Berry to put her in the kitchen. Exactly. But celebrity or non-celebrity, a male person that you're dealing with, they're going to still want dinner. They want house clean. They're going to want certain things done as a man. Like, be for real. Somebody wrote, my God, I don't think Halle Berry needs you. That's true. She's since moved on. This is the first time I've seen Justice. Since they split up. Ain't nobody thinking about him. Including her. All right? Somebody else say, I'm sorry, Mr. Halle Berry, but what is that you do? He was a baseball player, had huge success in his own right. So he wanted a maid, not a wife. Yep. Let's see what else. Let's see. Some people just saying, sometimes it's better to be silent. I would not be surprised if David Justice, since he spoke out, don't be surprised if you see David Justice. I'm not necessarily saying speaking out on her. Again, he could. But I'm saying don't be surprised if you see him getting out there talking more. Because he was honestly giving me uncle vibes, as he looked like he had a few good stories behind him. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on somebody's show, somebody podcast, his own thing, one day getting out there, getting back into the groove of things. Because once people get a taste of that, it becomes like a addictive thing. But like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. We support our girl Halle Berry, and we wish her the best in her relationship and with her kids. And again, I'm on the outside looking in, but I do recognize, and I have said to myself, she don't really be having her kids. I mean, I've been saying that for years. You don't really see her like that. even though she's having all of this custody stuff. And I don't know if that's one of the reasons why. Because then if I keep him out the public eye, you got to keep him out the public eye. Kind of like, DGG in his situation. But maybe that's the agreement. We all keep all the kids off social media, offline, to protect them. But girl, you be parading around concerts, festivals in your underwear, no underwear with this man. Kids can't be found. But anyway, y'all, I'm subscribed, share if you can. I'm one of them people. If I'm not gonna share my kid, I'm not gonna share. I'm not sharing. I'm going to just strictly stick to business, right? Because it gives a one-sided view of what's happening, right? All right, take care, stay blessed, encouraging, and empowered. Oh, don't forget, I am running a special, BlueNotaTarot.com, BlueNotaTarot.com, 2 specials on the website. If you want to book with me, BlueNotaTarot.com. I look forward to reading for you too. Take care, peace, and blessings. Bye.